Yeah, I'll mute the mic whenever I need to.
Alright, cool. Right. Hi guys, welcome to part 3 of Horizon Zero Dawn. Where am I? Yeah, so I've essentially gotten out of the starting area, which is where essentially Aloy's tribe comes from. I believe this part is actually the expansion, so we won't go there for quite a while. But yeah, we'll just be slowly progressing the story a bit more. As per previous parts, my colleague Hot Wheels and my friend will also be on the voice on this playthrough as well. Now that we've got now that we've got a updated stream for him, he should hopefully not interrupt when it comes to sort of cutscenes and whatnot, because he was lagging at least something like 4 or 5 seconds behind previously. So yeah, that should be good. But yeah, where were we?
We hope.
Well, you should be all up to date, ideally. Cauldron Sigma, interesting. Oh, where is that? Miles away. Okay. Question is, do I want to just activate? I'll just go to the. I'll just follow this. Yeah. How's your essay coming along?
Well, I've got a basic idea of what I'm going to be doing. It's just a case of starting to do the research into what it specifically wants from a legal point of view. But I have a feeling that our conclusion of AI just not being up to snuff is accurate.
Yeah, at least not for now.
Conclusion. Because yes, Siri and other AI devices can help you find relevant laws and statutes and lawyers and all sorts of legal options out there. The trouble is it can't differentiate what's best for your particular circumstance.
Yeah, I mean, even with people, it takes a while for them to do the research and whatnot.
Yeah, well, that's why lawyers get paid so much, because it's supposed to be paying for our time going through the books, as opposed to the documents.
Well, I feel like it probably doesn't help that we don't have true AI as of yet anyway.
I honestly am going to be incredibly surprised if we get it in our lifespan.
I'd say we're probably maybe 30, 50
maybe
years off.
It's just too unknown at the moment. Because yes, it's developing, but there's still major flaws. I mean, look at the auto-driving cars and the incidents we had with those, for example.
Well, they are in the early days.
Well, you could say that about all AI technology.
But we technically had. Well, they've been trying to develop electric cars for years now. It's just fossil fuel companies have been trying to suppress it for as much as they can, essentially.
Yeah, and I can quite well believe that, because greed is one of the basic tenets of humanity. But my concern is, take Siri for example.
Yeah.
In my experience with every iOS update, Siri's been getting worse in terms of voice recognition. Because
well, I think there's stuff that you can switch on and off when it comes to that. Am I dead?
Well, the thing is, one of the reasons I switched over from Android to iPhone when you twisted my arm to try an iPhone when
Twisted.
you were helping me out,
Right.
if you remember, was that Siri was incredibly accurate with voice control.
Yeah.
Now, even basic tasks that I used to do just by saying, "Hey Siri, do this,"
Yeah.
aren't working as well as they used to. And the only thing that's happened is I've changed phones to a bit, newer version, and changed iOS to newer versions. So to me, it's going downhill.
It could be
rather
something on
than
the back end,
improving.
though. That's the thing. Like,
This'll help.
Well, it could be any number of things. This is why I think we're further away from true AI than people would like us to be. But I'm hopeful that we'll get it at some point.
I don't know.
I'm just very conscious that I'm already 34 years old.
I don't know. I
and-
think like it just depends on the resources that are available for that specific task, and if there's a
Yeah.
company that's willing to research it, like specifically.
And I think that's where we go back to the whole suppression by people that don't want the new technology because they either are afraid of it because of films like Terminator, because there are genuine people out there that are saying we need to suppress AI, otherwise we will get Skynet, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Depends on how they do it. If they're not careful, I can sort of see it happening. You know Tron?
Yeah.
The sequel, rather. Legacy.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I can see that happening, where, like, you give them an impossible task, and that's the reason sort of shit happens.
I mean,
And
I
them
would
not
look
knowing
more-
it's, like, not an impossible... And them not knowing it's an impossible task, like...
yeah. Well, I mean, look at war games with the whole thermonuclear dynamic war thing, because the guy
Oh,
hacked
what
it.
was that? Did you hear whistling just now?
No.
That was weird.
But I did hear a machine. I can hear a noise that isn't whistling. It's like a very high-pitched tone. Is that what you're...
Yeah. It was a high-pitched tone that was basically like a whistle.
It's similar to one of the ones from my ear test I have every now and then. But I think it was just the I don't know what those things are called, but the enemies you're owing.
Yeah, I don't remember whistling though. That's the thing.
But then again, how long was it since you last
Now
played
they're
this?
hunting me.
Like I said, I don't remember whistling, but...
Because they use those tones as part of the test for tinnitus.
Yeah.
So, you squeeze a little LED indicator when you can hear the tone
Yeah, yeah.
for how long you can hear it. So they can tell if you've got tinnitus because your ears should be ringing
Yes, I know.
after the
Yeah.
tone is finished. You may know, but I was explaining more for people that were listening. Ooh. This is a rather nasty area
Yeah,
you're
it's-
in a hunting ground.
apparently this is level 18, so just gonna move along.
I was gonna say you're, what, 13, 14 at the most, if I remember?
Let's take a look. 13, I think. Yeah, 13. I don't know why it's asking me to go past it in order to do a quest that's my level, though.
Maybe they either expect you to come from a different angle, or you're supposed to run past or sneak past.
Yeah. Well, we're here now. Let's see if I can craft anything, actually.
Interesting.
What? Tripcaster traps.
The color definitions are darker on the Discord than they are on the stream.
Oh, okay.
I just found it interesting.
I don't know about these things, that's the thing. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. But at least it's up to date, you know?
Yeah. And yes, I can definitely see that the Discord is displaying it in real time as opposed to the stream.
Yeah.
Because I can see you snap the twig on Discord, then look over at the stream and you haven't got there yet.
Yeah, yeah. There's quite a bit of a delay. Oh, shit. Alright.
So Persona launched a new game a couple of days ago
Yeah?
called Persona 5 Strikers.
That's just 5, I imagine, with a lot of more stuff.
It's actually a sequel,
Oh, okay.
but it's done in the style of Dynasty Warriors,
Oh, weird.
right? I mean, I obviously bought it.
Well, I just... When I think Persona, I don't think, you know, multi-people
Dynasty
battler.
Warriors, yeah.
Yeah. Ow.
That's kind of why I'm playing through Persona 5 Royal on my PS4 at the moment. Because I want to remind myself of the story before I play the sequel. Yeah, I pre-ordered it quite a while ago because it was coming to PC.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage them to release other Persona games
Yeah.
on PC.
I mean, they do pretty well in the West. They're just really long.
It's just surprising that it's only been on PlayStation exclusively, with, you know, from PS2 to Vita to 5.
I never really got into the series, so...
Then Nintendo picked up a license for one of them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, PC got 3 games dropped. Or was it 2? I'm not sure. Either way, Persona started appearing on the PC, and I'm like, okay, I'm not against this.
Yeah.
Can we have the complete catalogue like we've got with Yakuza now, please?
Well, it took them a while to make the entire catalogue as well. That and like, I think 0, 1 and 2 were like complete remakes.
Kiwami was, yeah.
Yeah.
0 was released as was. It wasn't a remake.
Well, it was like quite a recent remake. Well, quite a recent game anyway.
It was a recent prequel, but not remake. And then when they did the remastered versions for the PlayStation, they dropped them to PC.
Yeah.
Number 6 is coming in March.
Yeah.
Number 7 obviously released directly to PC at the same time as on consoles. Because that was the one you got me for Christmas.
Uh-oh.
The Like a Dragon.
Yeah. Ow.
Which I haven't completed yet.
No?
No, I started playing it, I think it's alright, but even though it's not a direct sequel because it's a different character, the main character does still appear in it.
Yeah, I know.
So I'd like to at least finish his story before I start getting into the next guys.
That's fair. A lot happens.
Yeah, I know. I've played the first 3 so far. I'm on number 4 at the moment.
Bollocks.
But I'm replaying them on the computer, starting with 0 and playing it in chronological order.
Yeah.
As in story order, not game order.
As in from 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently the worst is like 3.
I mean...
There's like a lot of like irrelevant stuff.
Yes, there is. In my opinion, it's actually the worst of all the Yakuza games.
Yeah. Hence the worst is 3.
It's not that I don't like the game, because I do. It's just why so much extra content.
Yeah, it's like prison escape, and then like gotta go around fucking hunting or whatever. Like, ugh.
And it's like 15 chapters and switches between 2 characters, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, for
Can you
God's
not-
sake, I'm not
Yeah.
interested in everybody's backstory. I just want to get to the point where he ended up where he was, you know?
Yeah, there was a. I watched a guy who was playing it, and it's like, can you summarize Yakuza 3? And he summarized it as baseball, and we went to school together, and that's pretty much 3 in a nutshell.
Yep. I mean, because he's trying to retire completely and run an orphanage.
Yeah, that and
And it's
shit.
And it's like that
Whoops.
was more interesting than the rest of the plot.
Whoops.
I don't think you meant to do that, did you?
Yeah, I saw the rappel down prompt too late, so I died by falling.
How many times have I done that though when you've been playing multiplayer with me?
Yeah. What am I doing? Oh, there's one. Yeah, so like I watch him play because like even though it's kind of like it's a brawler, it's quite grindy.
Yes, that's why I get annoyed with it.
That's why I'm like, I'll just put it on in the back. Watch this guy play it. Put it on in the background.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, turn it on, and next thing I know, it's 3 o'clock the next morning.
Yeah.
But the grinding after a while really does start to grate on you.
Yeah.
Because the higher level you get, the more you need to grind, but the XP isn't proportionate.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, for God's sake, it took me 20 minutes to get to like level 15, and now it's taking me 8 hours just to go up 1 level.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not what I want. I just want to play the game and get through the main story, you know?
Yeah. Me, well... Oh, you gonna... Sorry.
You have to do that without cheats.
I think I'm really close to the end for Death Stranding, so my next game might be Hitman.
Which part are you starting with?
What do you mean?
Well,
One.
there's like 8 hit game
No, the recent recent trilogy.
Right, so you're going to
Hitman
start with 1 and then work your way through.
Yeah. I was going to just wait until it came out on Steam 3 to come out on Steam before I start it, but I was like, I'll just start Hitman 1.
Yeah, well, you never know. By the time you do 1 and 2, 3 might be out on Steam.
Yeah, but it's not going to take me a year, and they've got at least a year.
Oh, is it going to be that long?
Yeah. I'll just wait.
I hate when they do that.
It's
I
fucking
know
Epic
why
Game
they
Store.
do it,
Yeah.
but it's still a pain in the.
It's Epic.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that. It's a case of exclusivity, and then you buy it, and it's like, I could have got it on Steam for cheaper.
Well, for me, it's more just like I'd rather have everything on Steam just because it's in one place.
Yeah.
And and like my idea with my streaming is that I'm playing Steam games, not games that are from elsewhere, sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm kind of.
Oh, you know that zombie game that's on PS4?
You'll have to narrow it down. There's a lot of zombie games on the PS4.
The one with
The
Starkiller?
motorbike?
Yes.
Days Gone By, or.
Yeah, Days Gone. That's it. That's
Yeah.
coming on PC as well. So I'll have to give that a go.
Because I played it on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because it was part of the. It's not games with gold. That's Xbox.
It's
but
the
it's a
PlayStation
similar
version.
scheme.
Yeah, yeah. PS Plus or whatever, PlayStation
and
Store or whatever.
The controls were so janky that I just couldn't get on with it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll probably get that when that releases on Steam or something.
But if it's coming on PC, then I can use cheats.
Ah, dear.
Hey, I am not ashamed to say that I don't want to waste time worrying about ammo, health, when I just want to enjoy the story.
Put it on easy.
That is with easy.
Yeah.
I told you I'm not a very good gamer.
But yeah, I'll be giving that a go when that comes out, whenever that is. Yeah.
Of course, Vampire Masquerade was supposed to be coming soon, but that looks like that's been pushed back again.
It has. They kicked off the developer that was doing it.
Go as far as this thing will take me.
What do you mean? They got rid of them?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't even hear of that.
That was quite recent.
And by the way, it's going for 20 quid on Amazon.
What?
Days Gone.
What, for PlayStation?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting it on PC anyway, so.
No, I know. I'm just saying it's gone down dramatically.
Oh yeah,
Since when
it's been
I
out for a
tried
while.
to play it. It's interesting because they're all saying it's coming, and that the PC port has extra content
Yeah,
that wasn't done on the PlayStation,
interesting.
but doesn't say when it's coming.
There's also Ninja Gaiden is coming out. Well, the trilogy is coming out on PC as well.
I remember I had a friend who used to play it, so I've seen some of the originals.
Ah, mate, I loved one. It was so hard, but it was so good.
But unfortunately I never got to see the end of it because he died before he completed playing it.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a shame, but never mind.
Well, you can get the remaster when it comes out.
I'm assuming that's PC.
It's Switch PC, at least anyway. Probably other stuff as well.
Old School RuneScape is now on Steam.
I never got into RuneScape.
I played it for a little while simply because other people were playing it, but like you, it never really...
It's kind of before my time, I'm going to be honest. I know what it is, and I know it existed even when I was young, but like...
Here they come.
Whoops. But yeah, I never really played it. Not my first MMO, let's face it.
So apparently there's already a Ninja Gaiden thing on Steam.
Is there?
Well, yeah, it's called Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z.
Oh no, that's I don't think that's Ninja Gaiden per se.
It's a living comic book take on the Ninja Gaiden series.
Huh. Alright. It's news to me.
Can't stop tensing up.
The one that I played was on the original Xbox.
Yeah, no, I know the one you mean. I'm just saying there is something already on Steam, but I can't tell if it's a game or a video.
Right.
Because it looks more like an animated movie than a game.
Yeah, I seem to remember, like, it looks very...
Okay, boy.
Oh,
Now
god damn it.
Interesting.
What?
This won't be relevant to you probably, but Microsoft no longer support Windows 7.
Huh. That's weird.
They ended support in January last year.
So I'm not surprised. They were giving out 3 versions of Windows 10 when, like, 7 was still out. But it
Yeah,
seems
I
recent,
mean-
really.
I mean, that's the only reason I use Windows 10 was because it was free. Not gonna lie.
I mean, Windows 10 is pretty good.
Yeah, it has some good parts and some bad. For example, I don't like the forced updates.
I thought you can cancel it.
No, I mean the fact that it force reboots my computer when it installs updates.
Right.
Because there's been times when I've been in the middle of a lecture for law school and it's suddenly rebooting.
Ow.
I like the old system where it had like a download it but don't install it option.
Yeah.
But you can't do that anymore.
Ow.
Can you not smash the shield with the staff?
Probably. But he does an AoE, so... Oh, come on. Oh, Christ. Like, can you sod off?
I mean, I could, but I thought I was supposed to be helping.
Whoops. Let's take a look.
At least your health is fairly robust.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather not be using all of my herbs, though.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying it's not doing as much damage as I would have expected.
Yeah. Alright, I guess we'll sneak up behind and stab him. There we go. Got there eventually.
So with Hitman, are you planning on using the homing briefcase?
They're all homing if you lock onto them before they move. Like, it's not just the briefcase, like, the knives, the books, the vases, everything homes.
Oh yeah, no, I was speaking specifically.
It's so
of the
fucking
glitch
funny, though.
that,
It's so funny. Like, watching a really slow, like, knife, like, turn a corner, so fucking funny.
I used to love the Hitman games.
I only really played Absolution, which I enjoyed, but apparently that's one of the weaker ones.
I mean, I played the older one simply because I liked Absolution, because Absolution was the first one
Ah, okay.
I played.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I played with you at one point,
Yeah.
because we did a co-op mission together on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but
It's been a while, to be fair.
Because of course it came out around the same time as Tomb Raider Legends.
I never played Legends, but my friend really likes it.
Sorry, not Legend, the remake.
The reboot, right, okay.
Yeah. Because if you had Hitman, you could unlock the silver bullet guns in
cool.
Tomb Raider.
Okay. Square Enix, fair enough, yeah.
And a silencer.
Cool. I don't remember
So
that
I
at
was
all,
like-
but cool.
So I was like, yeah, of course I'm going to play through the first Tomb Raider with a silencer.
Yeah, yeah.
Make my job a hell of a lot easier.
I did like those games, they were pretty good. They kind of dropped the ball on the third one though.
To be honest, I didn't get very far in the third one.
No?
Like, not at all.
Like,
Because my computer will run it, but it's on the edge.
yeah, yeah. Like, what happened was like, oh, I don't know if you want spoilers.
I'm torn between knowing I want to play it at some point
Alright.
and
I won't tell you then. But yeah, they dropped the ball. It sucks.
Almost to the heart.
because I got up to the point where the city collapses in the opening of that
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
and that's as far as I've got.
So the prologue, essentially.
Yeah, simply because my computer couldn't handle the graphics.
Yeah, I was thinking of like potentially playing those on stream, but
I mean, this was well before I got my 1080, so it'd probably be fine now.
yeah,
But I just haven't had a chance to go back and play it.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Well, when I say I haven't had a chance, it's more that I've forgotten it even existed.
yeah.
Until somebody reminded me of the reboot today.
You just forgot about it. Full stop.
Yeah.
There we go. On now.
Yeah, I kind of like the newer, grittier version.
Yeah,
because
my friend liked the puzzles. I'm like, eh.
I'm not a fan of puzzles. It was more the RPG style.
It's weird because like she liked Uncharted, and that's where the reboot gets its inspiration from. But she liked the old style Tomb Raiders.
Yeah. Uncharted annoys me a lot in places because the camera angles are so fixed.
Yeah.
Say like when you're running away from the boulder, aka Indiana Jones in the first game.
Yeah.
I would find it easier to run away if I could turn the camera angle round and see where I'm going, not what's
Well,
behind
yeah,
me.
but that's part of the. That's kind of the point, isn't it? Really, is that like you
But
can't.
if you're in that situation in real life, you wouldn't be looking behind you.
Well, yeah, but games aren't designed to mimic real life.
I know, I was just...
No, I know, I know.
It's simply because of the amount of times I've died on that bit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you were playing Crash Bandicoot and you're running away from a boulder and it's fucking, you know.
Right? But I found myself playing Star Trek Online again recently.
Yeah?
Yeah,
It is a good game. Ow.
I finally got myself some tier 6 shit.
Yeah?
Yes, and I spent real money on it. So absolutely.
I got the Sovereign. I was like, that's all I need.
To be honest, I bought the packs that unlock it for each faction.
Ow.
And then
Ow.
I'm also a lifetime subscribed member. on my PS5,
Yeah.
so I get a lot of bonuses. Like 8,000 dilithium crystals a
Ow.
day. Not
Yeah, but you gotta
really
process
need that
those,
many.
right?
No,
Ow.
I don't, because I'm a star captain. It processes it automatically.
Right.
Perks of being a premium player.
Jesus, can you sod off?
Right, see ya.
Christ.
And you thought that other bug was difficult.
Yeah, boy.
It's like, where did
Thanks.
these dinosaurs learn to breathe fire? I assume it's the dinosaur, it's difficult to...
Well, these are machines.
What? That is insane.
Right?
The amount of hits you had, that should have lowered the health way more.
Let's see if I have maybe a better bow or something. No, that's still only got 2. And that's only got 2 as well.
Don't you wish you had your Amalar?
Right? I guess I could do that one. But that one literally only is like... Okay, I leveled up, so I can't get anything yet? No, I can't.
I mean, does it have a weak part?
Yeah, the...
I mean, other than that, you know, like the canisters.
Oh, come on.
That's just cheating. Are we sure this is the same level mission?
Right?
See, it's not behaving like one.
Wrong one.
Oh, so it's the thing underneath it's like its neck jowl.
Yeah. They're the fire things. Oh, come on.
Try using the staff on it, maybe.
No, it just puts me in more danger.
Yeah,
Alright.
but I was wondering if it did more damage.
I guess I'll carry on. Ow.
Yeah, I think you're gonna die. No offense.
Ooh, there we go. Oh, that almost killed me anyway. Alright.
Don't make it angry, you wouldn't like it when it's angry.
It's already pretty pissed.
Is this like Terminator's pet demon? Or is it a transformer?
Might as well be both. Like Beast Wars.
Ah, yeah. I grew up watching that. Even had a couple of toys from it.
Looks like it's about to die though, fortunately. So am I. Great.
Oh wow!
And it was so close to dying as well. Jesus.
And it was one day left from retirement.
Okay. Right. Let's try this again, shall we? Right, let's rappel down.
I mean, the graphics, even though they're blurry on my screen at the moment, because I haven't got it on full screen,
Yeah.
are
It's beautiful.
incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Because I'm playing it on the standard little window on Discord, so
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
monitor the chat at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. I presume you have it on mute or whatever.
Yeah, I've got Twitch on mute
Yeah.
and then Discord on sound. Because you're right, the delay is significantly worse. I don't know if it's your settings or if Twitch is going downhill.
But
Because it's not just that's been giving me problems.
no.
Because it's virtually unusable on the iPad now.
Oof.
Because it will randomly freeze
Yeah.
for no reason.
There we go.
Can we save it?
Not unless we've got a campfire. I'll just set a bunch of traps and hope he wanders into all of them.
So Baldur's Gate 3's early access is about to have another update with more content.
Yeah, I saw.
Unfortunately, I missed the stream where they were going to be explaining what happened because guess who was streaming it at the same time?
Ammo.
Well, you could have had it on in the background.
It was one of the ones where I was on voice chat.
Yeah. Well, that's on you then.
No,
I've always offered. I always offer you to, not be on voice chat if you really didn't want to.
Oh no, we were playing Star Wars.
Ah, right. Okay.
So I take it that Blue wasn't available that Friday, which is why you had the day off.
No. So Star wasn't available.
Yeah.
She was still ill from. She was still unwell from Thursday.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll just take it off. I could stream something, but it's like, eh.
And unfortunately, I had internet issues
It is what it is. Yeah.
because Sky is
Ow. Sky.
Sky. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of
Ow.
a polite way of putting it.
Cheap.
Well, no,
bastard.
that's the thing. It's not cheap. I pay
Oh,
the
yeah.
equivalent of £112
a
a month.
a lot of money. Yeah. It's
and
extortion.
it's still going down.
Yeah. You're paying the equivalent of a small fortune.
Mind you, it is cheaper than BT though. I will say that.
I literally only have BT, so I'm getting what I paid for, which is ultra fast internet, and that's it. That's all I want, and that's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
getting.
they're-
So
They're fibre to the property package, which is what I would have had
yeah, which is what I've got.
with their emergency repair because I've got an emergency lifeline in the flat, so that costs extra.
Yeah.
Was about £120 a month. So Sky actually saves me £8 and I've got TV.
Hell yeah.
Whereas BT was literally just the internet on its own. So even though I don't like the fact that it's going down, it's still cheaper by quite a bit.
Mine is literally just the internet, nothing else though.
Yeah. Well, I pay
Ow.
for the TV more because there are times when I'm stuck in bed because of
Yeah.
my illness.
Yeah.
So I don't watch it, but I like it being on for noise because I don't like it when it's too quiet.
I'm normally on my iPad with like stuff in the background.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'll stick.
Though mine's normally like Twitch though. Ow.
Fair enough. Whereas I'll stick on like a murder documentary channel,
Yeah.
where it's murder documentaries 24/7,
Yeah.
and I'll start reading manga.
Yeah, I do that.
And occasionally I'll overhear on the TV and I'll look across for a few minutes and then go
Yeah.
back to the manga.
That's fair.
But it's I don't know, I'm getting bored lately because
I use
all the
YouTube a
ones-
lot more than I do like Netflix or whatever.
yeah. Apparently there's manga being uploaded onto YouTube as well, which are ahead of the translation.
Huh.
But it just annoys me because, take Manga Man for example, it
Yeah.
says that there's only 32 chapters of one particular manga,
Yeah.
when there's actually 40 and it's finished.
Yeah. That's why I always look at like other sources as well.
But Manga Man haven't updated it for like
Years.
God knows how long, even though it's massively further ahead.
Hey, there we go. I only needed to like put traps fucking everywhere.
It'd been nice if they'd hinted at it.
Yeah, well, maybe you could just be so badass that you didn't need to do it. Who knows?
Well,
If-
definitely not you then.
Exactly. Otherwise, I would have done it the first time, wouldn't I? You know, like.
Although, to be fair, and I will give you props, you did almost do it.
Yeah, I was pretty close.
And it is immortalised on video.
Yeah.
You almost did it.
That I failed.
Well, I was trying to put a positive spin on it,
yeah.
but sure.
I mean, I'll take it. You know.
Information with different machines. This will help me overwrite them.
First core overridden.
So is this like a tower in
No, so
Assassin's Creed?
the
You've got to boot them all?
no, so the tall necks are the towers. You know the thing with the disc face that I climbed last time.
Yeah.
So those are the towers. These are like the droid factories. So these are where like all the robots come from.
Yeah.
So this just gives me more information about them essentially.
Including security codes by the sound of it.
Yeah, apparently. Let's take a look. Quests. Right, active, clear corrupted zones. Corrupted zones are pretty high level though. Level 18. Nowhere near.
Yeah, but I'm sure there are
15.
lower level ones somewhere.
Maybe. Maybe I just haven't encountered them or something, who knows. Level 15.
Kind of reminds me of the Division's Black Zones.
Stocking up.
Yeah. I used to play that game quite a lot. I liked Division 2 as well, but like I just can't be asked to keep up with it, and I'm there for the story mostly. Not the
It's weird because I really enjoyed playing it when I did play it,
yeah.
but it's been so long since I've last played it that I don't feel a need to go back to it, even
That's
though
fair.
I did enjoy it.
Yeah, for me
It's
it's
the same with
more
Sorry,
like it's I played it for so long that I don't have any story, and like I'm not there because I want to play it with it as a service model game.
Oh yeah.
And like they haven't had an expansion since Warlords of New York or whatever it is. So I'm like, you know what? Until another expansion comes out with more story, I think I'm good. You know?
A bit like Final Fantasy 14 or
Yeah.
even Star Wars.
Yeah, but like at least with Final Fantasy 14, like their patches give new story,
Yeah.
and I would play those. But like at the moment, it's just a massive lull before the next expansion hits. So I'm
Oh,
like,
wow, that's bad.
well, I mean, it happens.
No, the quality on your Discord stream went really pixelated then.
Yeah, it does drop at times, unfortunately.
Thank God I knew it was the call and not the stream, because I was like, wow.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't going to be the game. That'd be weird.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah. Ooh, hello.
I've been in AAA games that are massively developed and stuff, and I'll just be walking along and suddenly the ground will collapse underneath my character.
Yeah, I think I've
no
played
reason.
those. Those are some pretty sketchy.
But there's a particular bug that's annoying me on Star Trek Online at the moment.
Yeah.
If you play the Klingon campaign, I don't know if you've played it.
I've not, no.
But there's a section where you go essentially back in time.
Yep.
Where you've got to sort of pray at an altar.
You can see the corruption coming off them like smoke.
But there's a bug that turns the enemies around it invincible.
Right.
As in, you cannot cause them damage after a certain point.
Right.
So they're constantly attacking you.
Okay.
So you've just got to stand by the altar, keep pressing the button until it recognises that you've done it.
Oh, okay. That's pretty jank.
Yeah. Simply because it's glitched and you can't kill them. Because obviously you're meant to kill them all first and then go up to it.
Yeah. Whoops. I wasn't supposed to throw that rock.
Okay, now there was a whistle.
Yeah, that was deliberate though.
So, I can't work out what channel it was because my bedroom TV's so tiny.
Right.
But there's a channel on Sky that's showing some of the Superman cartoons because we were talking about it the other day.
Yeah, yeah.
And those cartoons were actually made in 1942.
Huh.
So that just shows how old Superman is.
Oh yeah. That's about the time he was created. 39, 40
But the
years.
animation style is so bizarre.
Yeah, he used to like kill people.
Right?
Like not deliberately, like he was like yanking them out the car and throwing them against buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nuts if you think about it.
Or throwing them off a moving train.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when you play Spider-Man and it's like, you know, you're kicking them off buildings and then technically there's a web there somehow, you know.
Right? But you don't see him shooting the web.
Yeah, exactly.
So either he put the web up beforehand and was planning to throw them
like
off
miracle life-saving web, you know.
Right?
That's kind of why I liked the first season of like Green Arrow, or Arrow rather. It's because like it's more realistic that he just kills villains because like it's just not worth it. You know? Like...
Yeah. I mean, even Batman used to have a gun when it started.
Yeah, I don't think I know of it when it was that far back, but you know.
I only know about it because my parents were into it and they, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it was around the sort of 70s or maybe 80s where they were like, oh, violence for kids is bad and censorship started.
Alright, one sec.
You're right. Mind if I go looking for your friends?
Sounds like you have friends in danger.
Employees, not friends.
Rude.
A caravan on its way to trade with the Banuk, along a trail that swarms with machines. I made sure they were well stocked with explosive arrows, but by the sun, they left them behind.
What sort of machines swarm the caravan's trail?
Scrappers and longlegs, from what I hear. But there have been stories of something worse. Something that strikes with no warning. Without explosive arrows, they won't stand much of a chance.
Why would they leave their best ammunition behind?
I don't know. Zavid, the caravan boss, isn't the sort of man to make mistakes. I brought the crate hoping to catch them here, and barely got past the border before the commander sealed the gates. But for me to track them deeper into the wilds would be suicide, especially with those corrupted machines infesting the land.
If I come across the caravan, I'll do what I can to help.
Well, that's more than any of the worthless this dung pit offered. Here, take the ammunition I stockpiled for the caravan. You're sure to need it. And may the sun shine upon you.
That's nice. Hopefully it's my level.
Wow, that headgear though with the strips of fabric.
Yeah.
It's like really weird design.
It kind of reminds me of like Indian headdresses.
Yeah.
Let's see. Does that mean I can make stuff now? Okay, I'll take it.
Have you always been able to make stuff?
Yeah, but like, I wonder if that means I've unlocked explosive arrows, which would have been pretty good in the previous fight, you know.
I mean, isn't that kind of making it too easy?
Is it though? Right, let's see what I got. Valuable for merchants. Valuable for merchants. Merchants. Crafting. Merchants. Crafting. Merchant. No, crafting, merchant. Sorry, I just needed to sell everything that doesn't have another purpose.
Where's that sell all junk button when you need
Right.
it, eh?
Right, tell me about it. Sell all marked items. There we go. Buy. Let's see what treasure boxes. Did I? Let's see.
I mean, the maps could be useful.
Ancient vessels. Advantages. What the fuck are advantages?
Basically, it just shows you where all the collectibles are.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, why not buy more? Treasure boxes. Can't afford the decent one.
Not going to use the free sample.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I want a decent, maybe. Ooh, hello. That one has a armor piercing.
That would have been useful in your last one.
Yes, indeed. Let's see. That one has armor piercing and like something else.
Is the damage decent?
I don't know what play movie. Take a look. Okay, so the purple is strictly for armor, and the other one's armor piercing. Rattler. Right. Right. I'll get the decent one. Equip. I guess
In your bow slot.
I mean, these. You can choose whatever to go in these.
But wouldn't you just get rid of the older bow if that one's better?
I'm just gonna take a look at what they are now. Where is it? So this is sharp shot. That's a war bow. That one's a culling bow. So that one has more damage. So I can sell the culling bow. Trip caster, rope caster. Hunting bow has. Okay, I can get rid of the culling and the mighty bow.
And don't forget you've got open mod slots as well.
Yes, yeah.
Stuff.
Sell
Because
that.
the amount of times I forget that I can mod the weapons in this game.
Yeah, no, I get that. Okay.
even on Star Wars, I keep forgetting I can just replace the mods and keep the armor.
Yeah, mods.
Because they throw so many new sets of armor at you, you're like,
Yeah. Where is it? Mods, I guess. Oh, that's disassemble. Don't want to do that. Treasure boxes. Where do I mod this? I know this is where I see my mods.
I'm assuming it's when you select the weapon, isn't it? In the inventory.
No, it just lets me equip it.
It's weird, because it...
Crafting, maybe? Ah, there we go.
Yeah,
Modify weapons. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one has armor piercing and armor damage.
I'd add some elemental attack if I were you, if you can. Because some mods, I think, allow you to add fire damage and stuff.
This is handling, armor, and damage. I'll do damage, and I will do handling, I think.
What? Why not tearing?
Because you see the purple arrow? It has that's purely against armor.
Okay, I was just curious
cool.
because
Low damage.
and of course you want to keep the armor mods for when you get modifiable armor. I don't know if that's a thing, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. I'll stack shock to my shock bow.
This is becoming the utterly broken bow all over again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's see.
It's survival of the fittest. You're meant to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, okay, so let's see what I've got for these. Resist, melee, and range. That sounds awesome. I'll take that.
But is that only useful against humans, not machines?
I will take stealth weave as well. It's against just like both humans and machines.
Right.
So they're quite
Sorry,
general.
It's been so long since I played this.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Outfit, I want to equip that one.
I could re-download it on my PS4 because I do have it, but I'd rather wait until I can buy it on the PC.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I don't need that one. Don't need that one. Don't need that one. Oh, that one was made for me, so I don't need that one. All right, I'm good.
So I finally got my first water bill.
Yeah.
£112 for the year.
Huh. That's pretty good.
Bear in mind I'm a single occupant with a disability discount.
Right. Where is it? Oh, it's all the way back there. I'll just teleport.
I was pleasantly surprised because they can split it down to £45 a month.
Yeah? Wait, that's quite a lot for a month.
Yeah, but it's more because I owe them money on it.
Right.
So it's covered 2 years in one go. Because it took them a year to bloody organise my account properly.
Oof.
Need them soon enough.
I feel like that's a their problem, not a you problem.
Right? Because they kept saying, oh, you don't have a water meter at the property, so we'll put you on the fixed rate. And I'm like, I can tell you where the water meter is and give you the key to it. You've just got to send somebody round.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a wheelchair, I can't get to it to read you the serial number and stuff.
Yeah.
And it took them a year to organise that.
Pretty insane.
I mean, it's probably down to COVID.
Yeah, that's what I'd probably put it down to as well, but...
It's still insane, though.
Because we're getting slaughtered out here.
Yeah, I'm just refilling my herbs, don't mind me.
Can't be too prepared.
It's alright, you continue getting slaughtered. What's it got to do with me?
It's not like I'm getting paid.
It's like I'm a seeker of the tribe, not a bloody errand.
Yeah, errand girl. You're the guys that forgot their arrows.
Oh, I see. And did he happen to tell you why he packed us a crate of Ridgewood instead of decent ammunition?
Yeah, you took the wrong
3
crate.
waves of watchers and scrappers so far, and worse to come. Without that ammo, we're good as dead.
Why we're here? Ridgewood.
Lubavad didn't say anything about Ridgewood. He said you left the ammunition behind.
Then the old fool has gone cross-eyed. Every crate we loaded, I checked twice. The glyph said ammunition, but when we opened it, it was full of Ridgewood shafts and nothing but.
I mean, technically that's half of ammunition.
Well, it's missing the important
Lubavad
bits.
sent me because he was concerned for your safety.
The only thing that frightens Lubavad is losing an investment. We do the work, he counts profits.
I mean, it's true. He did say they were his employees, not his friends or
I
whatever.
have the ammunition with me. And
I
it's for everyone.
mean,
By the sun.
they're just
We might
caravan
just stand a
guards.
chance after all.
Yeah, but you don't have to be so, you know, clinical about it.
Like you'd be any different.
I don't know, if I hired people, I'd still be like,
To arms!
not blasé about them. Their potential deaths.
I don't know, I know you pretty well.
No doubt, no doubt.
I'm pretty sure you'd be like, oh,
Oh,
did they
what?
pay me to care?
Did they pay me enough to care?
That's what I'm right. Was it written into the
Well.
contract?
Well, the big guy's dead at least. That did make things a lot easier. So the warbows are actually longer, take longer to draw.
Probably because they're more powerful.
Yeah. Makes sense, you know, them being warbows.
And she's probably not
Ow. God damn it.
particularly physically strong by comparison.
Yeah.
Because she's grown
Ow.
up without resources behind her.
Yeah. Like, it's a bow, how hard could it be?
Pretty hard. I used to do archery.
I know, I'm kidding.
I mean, that's why they invented crossbows.
And that's why they were made illegals for peasants.
Right? But I don't know if you've heard about the guy in London.
What guy in London?
I can't remember his name offhand, but there was a serial killer
Right.
who used to hunt women with a crossbow.
Huh. No
One
end
of the reasons-
to depravity, is there really?
It's one of the reasons why crossbows ended up being banned.
And all it took was a serial killer.
Yep. Same with why samurai swords got banned, because
Katanas.
somebody went on a mass killing spree with one.
I thought they were banned because it was to suppress the samurai classes in Japan, but
I mean in England.
right. You should specify.
But yes. Well, yeah. I suddenly realised after I said it.
You fight well, Outlander.
You're damn right.
I'm surprised Lubavad was willing to pay
Because
for someone
until
of your skill.
2000,
One sec.
You didn't pay me, actually. I did this for free.
Because I'm
Never
nice.
Trust the Karja merchant.
Yeah.
Boss! The Songcores are gone!
What? That's impossible. Unless Doreed took them.
The root?
When the first wave hit us, one of the men ran off. Doreed. I thought he was a coward. Turns out he's a thief, too.
He couldn't have gotten far.
True, but we're in no shape to go after him.
Then I'll get him for you. But this time, I get paid.
Learner, eh? Fine. Bring those Soncors back and you've got a deal.
Hell yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Sorry, I had my back to you while I went to get drinks, so I didn't realise you were
No,
in
no,
that
that's cool.
scene.
That's cool.
But yeah, until 2006, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was perfectly legal to buy swords and samurai swords and things in the UK. Then somebody went on a killing spree, and all of a sudden they were banned.
Well, it's the same thing with pistols, right?
Yeah. I mean, the weird thing is, though, it's not illegal to own them or buy them, but it's illegal to sell them.
Yeah.
So you have to buy them online and get them imported rather than, or buy them through a catalogue.
Yeah. I remember buying a few. That's like Smells, Bells, and Doodads.
Funnily enough, guess where I got my collection from?
Same.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll tuck that away.
To the point where the old guy that used to own it was giving me a discount. Because I was in there so regularly buying not only the weaponry but also my witchcraft supplies.
Yeah.
He was like, oh my god, you're somebody that actually knows what they're doing. Here, let me give you a permanent discount.
I mean, is he gonna say you don't know what you're doing if you're a regular customer anyway?
I mean...
It's like, you give me money, I'm not gonna tell you you're doing things wrong.
Shut up, that was my only
Trees are
praise
dense
from
and
him.
tangled.
No,
Hello,
he used to
Dorit.
spend hours
Alright, one
chatting
sec.
with me.
The caravan sent me.
Caravan? What caravan?
The one you sabotaged. You figured no explosive arrows meant no survivors. No witnesses to your crime.
Oh my god.
Look, stranger, I have debts. If I don't pay, the dicers will gouge out my eyes.
Looks like they're already here.
I just noticed your outfit.
Yeah. Pretty rad.
Do you remember blue clothing that was only a couple of doors down from Smells Bells?
It's been a while.
But I had a 30% discount there too, just
Cool.
because the guy that worked there, who was the manager, went to the same college as me.
Yeah?
And when I was on student deputy of the student committee,
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember my campaign back then. Basically, because we organised all the dues and stuff,
Yep.
he turned up one day and had forgotten his student ID
Yeah.
and had been drinking,
Yeah.
so he shouldn't have been allowed in.
Yeah.
Because I knew him, I let him in.
Right.
And so he gave me a permanent discount at that store too.
Huh.
It's like, alright, I'm not gonna
Not
turn
gonna
it
complain?
down.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll take it.
That's where I ended up getting that leather jacket I wore back then.
Cool. Sick.
The caravan. Did they live?
Yeah, we
Yes.
did.
I got to them in time.
Thank you. As I turn and embrace the sun, may he burn away my sins.
You could have just not been an asshole.
What a waste. At least he died better than he lived.
To the sounds of Sandstorm.
Right? The famous composer.
Yep.
Right.
But, no, it's kids these days will never get to experience the sort of stuff we did.
I mean, maybe,
In
maybe
terms
not.
of how easy it was to get hold of certain things.
Yeah, I mean, where
'Cause-
there's a will, there's a way, right? I mean,
Because idiots always
back.
have to ruin it for the
And with
rest
the
of us.
Suncors, I see.
Yeah.
And Doreed?
A, stalker got him. It wasn't pretty.
And you beat a stalker. That's worth a bonus. Here, take my share. You've earned it.
That's nice.
I'll see to the caravan from here. I think the rest of the trip will go smoother.
Guess we'll find out. But yeah.
Damn right I've earned it, considering all I agreed to do was deliver a package.
Yeah, right. Where is it? Resources? No, not resources. Treasure boxes. There we go. Oh. It wasn't that remarkable. Right, clear corrupted zone. Secret at the gates. Level 18. Right. Wait, where am I again now? Another corrupted zone, I guess.
Oh, I don't know. Are you low enough, or sorry, high enough level yet?
It's 15, so it's about the same as mine. Did I just teleport? I'll just save it. Fine. Right, yeah. Yeah, so, like... I wouldn't say no. There's no way they can do it, but...
Well, no, but I mean, you know, you were able to just walk into the middle of Southampton and buy it from a shop.
Yeah.
I'll find a use for you.
And that shop actually ended up going out of business because it couldn't sell the weapons anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a similar shop. They sell, like, various bits and bobs related to, like, Eastern culture, but more like
no,
anime
I mean,
stuff.
they shut down completely. The whole Bargate went under. Bargate itself closed.
I
He
thought...
tried,
I
he
thought...
tried opening...
I thought it was,
Might need
Margate.
that.
No, there's one in the Marlands now, but it's not Smell Spells. It's a completely different store.
Right. Okay.
I only know because, you know, the comic book store that's attached to it
Vaguely.
is actually run by a friend of mine.
Right.
He owns it,
Cool.
who's also a fellow Freemason.
Who the hell are these guys? And why?
Or should I say was a Freemason, because he's
The
left.
dick. Or...
No, he's left. Got very disenchanted with it.
Yeah? Why's that?
Officially I'm not saying this.
But you're going to broadcast it into the public, okay.
Well, they don't know who I am, do they? So, but basically, he petitioned the worshipful master of the lodge to raise money for the charity that he works for.
Right, yeah.
And the worshipful master kept promising to do something, but didn't actually do any fundraising for it.
No.
So he was like, well, if this is what you call supporting each other, then I don't want to be part of it.
Fair.
Because there's other organisations I can work where they will actually help each other out.
Fair. That's fair.
And I'm like, I can see his argument, but at the same time, I'm like, well, sorry, but it's not there for your personal platitudes.
Yeah, like,
Because
is there not like a conflict of interest there? Because he works for
that's
that?
what I mean. There is a massive conflict.
Yeah.
Because the lodge shouldn't donate to the charity just because a Mason works there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not how it works. It's decided on by a vote of all of the members of the lodge.
Yeah.
You know, you're in a meeting and somebody says, I propose that we hand £100 of the charity budget this year to this charity. And then you have to have someone second it, and then everybody votes on it.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
So you see what I mean? For him to leave simply because he wasn't getting his own way.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
But then, like I said, the Worshipful Master didn't even seem to propose that the money go towards it. But then you can only change the charity once a year.
Right. Had they done so already?
I believe they had. I
Then,
don't know when
but
exactly he asked.
in that case, couldn't he just have said?
Well, that's just it. They may have done and he may not have understood, or may have
Could have been anything.
expected them to do more than they did. The trouble is he didn't exactly explain his position very much.
Right.
Other than I asked them to raise money for my charity and they didn't. And I'm like, well,
Vague.
sorry, but that's not how it works, you know?
Oh.
I can't just go in there and say, I need a new wheelchair. Can you raise the money and buy me one?
You're clearly, you're clearly not working for the Conservatives. Do you know how many government contracts they've been giving each other during the past fucking... Yeah. Oh, Christ.
Don't get me wrong, because I am a Mason, there is a particular organisation that I can appeal to ask for charity to be given to me.
Yeah.
But I'm subject to the same background checks as anybody else that's petitioning them.
Crystal braiding. Hmm.
While my request would carry more weight than a non-Mason, I'm still not guaranteed it just because I'm a Mason. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Ropecaster, sling. So...
Because I have actually asked for some assistance to get a new wheelchair.
Yeah? That's good.
From them. Simply because the NHS waiting list is so long that I won't get one by the time I need one.
Yeah.
But even then I have to provide quotes for how much the wheelchair will cost from 3 different sources and, you know, same as
shop
everyone
around.
else does.
Yeah. To shop around.
You know, I'm not just given it just because I'm a Master Mason or an 18th degree Mason or whatever ranking I am, you know.
Yeah. Not just because...
It does mean I'm more likely to get one than, say, you would, if you were to ask them.
Yeah. Not that
Because
I
they
would,
actually...
obviously.
No, but they'd be more likely to give it to me simply because they know who I am and they've met me.
Well, yeah. I feel like that would be the case for everyone, right? Like, I'm not going to give a stranger some... whatever.
And this is it. This is where the whole...
You can stay away.
And I have no...
These are hunting grounds,
Sorry.
and I'm the keeper. Now you know.
Wait, what if I want to have a go at one of these trials?
Then I have to give them to you.
Nah.
He sounds really enthusiastic about doing his job.
Well, people are afraid of, like, your tribe because, like, they're supposed to be badass warriors that are better than everyone else, I guess. Like...
No, I mean the whole, what if I want to do it, then I'm going to have to let you.
Well, yeah, I think he was just afraid that you might, like, tear his throat out because he looked at you wrong, you know, like... I
wouldn't.
I wish I
do that.
I wish I brought that amount of fear wherever I went, you know, like...
It's like, I would never do that, silently unsheathes his sword.
Like, he says, playing the Sith warrior. The psychopathic Sith warrior.
Yeah. But yeah, one of the biggest misconceptions is that Masons will do everything and anything for other Masons. Now, while we may do more than we would for non-Masons, that is simply because A, we know them, you know, we sit down with them once a month at a dinner table.
Yeah.
If not more often, you know. So, how is that different than going down the pub? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's why you get it in writing, right? You go, I will do you one favour now, and you'll do me one favour later.
Well, look at how often we've helped each other out like that, you know.
Yeah.
So to say that it's favouritism because they're a Mason is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because you get that level of favouritism wherever you go, a bit like in Suits, where they would only hire people that went to the same law school as them.
Yeah. That's not surprising, though. Yeah.
I know that's a fictional TV series,
but law firms do that, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
In the US, at the very least.
And there are some job places that I know about that won't hire you if you are a Freemason.
Huh.
Because they see it as a union. Even though it isn't. But there we go. The whole point of it is that you're supposed to be able to trust your fellow Masons because you've got this shared bond.
Yeah.
You know? Because you've experienced the same things together. Because you've all gone through the same ceremonies and had the same life experiences because of that.
Basically a frat. Yeah. It's a fraternity.
Yeah. I mean, that's no different than any organisation. Because who are you going to hire for a job? A guy whose resume may look good but you've never met, or the guy that you consistently meet? You know?
Well, unless they're way more qualified than the guy you know.
Well, in my opinion, that won't necessarily be true, simply because people can lie.
Yeah, but normally you can sort of tell if you've met with other candidates of a similar caliber.
Yeah, I'm just saying in general.
Come on.
I mean, my lodge affectionately gave me a nickname within a few months of me being there.
Yeah.
Captain Wheels.
Yeah. Are you actually a captain?
No, I'm not.
False advertising.
I'm a skipper, but not a captain.
Yeah.
Because apparently small sailing vessels, you're a skipper, not a captain. You're only a captain in larger boats.
I mean, same difference really, isn't it?
To me, yes, but to them, they get very fanatical about it.
Yeah.
It's like, you haven't earned the right to be called a captain.
Stay still. There we go.
I found out something interesting
Yeah?
recently that made me laugh about these anti-Masons.
Right.
And by anti-Masons, I mean people who were Masons that left the order and then start bad-mouthing it.
Right.
The latest one that the Guardian newspaper was quoting for their whole attack on us back in 2017 and 18.
Right.
The guy went on the radio and was starting to say about how we're this evil organisation, anti-Christian, anti-this, anti-that.
Yeah.
Turns out he was kicked out of the lodge because he was embezzling money from the treasury.
I wish I could say I was surprised.
And it's like, are you really going to trust somebody that had literally been arrested for embezzlement as your source of...
Well, provided people know.
It's all public record.
But like...
It was in the
I mean, like, you have so... In the US, for example, you have so many of these hypocrites that, like, do the exact same thing where they're, like, projecting.
Yeah. The very famous case of one of the guys in America, again, without looking up his name, I think it was William Daniels.
Right.
But I need to Google it to be sure, because it's been
a while.
Over a year since I read the article about him. Basically, he goes around telling people that he's a 33rd degree Mason, which does exist.
Yeah.
But is incredibly hard to get 33rd degree simply because you have to wait for the previous one to die.
Right.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Who also claimed to be a vampire.
Right.
And a warlock.
Okay.
And a member of the Illuminati that hasn't existed in...
So he's insane.
1700s.
What you're saying is he's insane. Yeah.
Yeah. And yet people still think he's this honest, gospel-loving...
Oh, come on. There we go.
You know, this paragon of virtue.
Paragon of virtue.
Because he's exposing these evil, corrupt Masons. When he was never even initiated into a lodge.
Yeah. I guess I guess it's like becomes a he said she said sort of thing.
Yeah. And the thing is, I openly admit to everyone now that there are lodges out there that have done very, very nasty and very, very bad things.
Yeah.
Like P3, for example, that had members of the Mafia in it who ended up killing people.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you're a large organization, that's gonna be inevitable in many ways.
But the thing that everybody needs to remember in that particular case is that although this lodge did exist, it was never officially sanctioned. You know, in order for a lodge to be officially sanctioned, it has to apply for basically a warrant.
I mean, at the same time, it's like, how is your average Joe gonna know? They're not gonna know, though, are they?
No, well, I was about to get on to the biggest problem in America is the fact that there are a lot of fake lodges out there who claim to be Masons, who aren't actually Masons at all. But the trouble is, anybody can buy a building, do it up like a Masonic lodge, and then go on eBay and buy all the regalia.
Yeah.
And start meeting and calling yourself a Masonic lodge.
Yeah.
Now, to anybody who isn't a member of a legitimate lodge, they're not going to know that that's not a legitimate lodge.
Exactly. Like, I could technically make a lodge where, like, everything is just one up of, like, everything a real lodge does.
I'll make my own lodge with blackjack and hookers.
Like, oh, I'm a 34 degree Mason.
And that's the thing, people do it.
Yeah.
I've even heard that there's a 360 degree Mason.
Yeah.
And I said that can't be right because you'd be out the door again.
It's like, no, I just, I'm so high up that I've looped around and started all over again.
Right?
Technically out the door again would be like 180?
No, well, yeah, 180. Yeah. Alright, Sparta.
Maybe it's like those Tony Hawk's tricks where it's like 720.
You see, I joined in April of 2018. I became a first degree Mason on April the 10th, 2018.
Yeah.
I was moved up to the second degree in December the 11th of 2018. And I will never forget that because it's my birthday.
Yeah.
And then I was made a Master Mason in February of 2019.
What makes a Master Mason a Master Mason?
In this particular sense, not a lot. Because we're what's known as a speculative Mason, which
What does that
means
mean?
we deal more with theory and hypotheses and
In
philosophy.
in theory, we are Masons.
Yes.
In practice,
Right, exactly. Don't ask me to smooth down a chunk of stone because
Right.
I won't be.
yeah.
Now, at the end of each ceremony,
Can you imagine like gatekeeping like stonemasonry? Do you even know how to use a stone grinder, bro?
right?
Yeah.
But at the end of each degree in modern masonry, you're given memorization work,
Right.
which is known as a proficiency,
Okay.
which basically means you memorize certain key points of the ceremony that you've just been through.
Right.
And you then have to...
That sounds like a
answer-
grading with extra steps for martial
It
arts.
is. It is. That's basically what it is. So before you are due to be promoted, the Worshipful Master will send out people who aren't allowed to see the ceremony,
Right.
i.e. people who haven't reached that particular grade.
Yeah.
And then the Worshipful Master will call you to the front of the lodge
Yeah.
and ask you a series of questions.
Worshipful Master. What? It's a bit of a mouthful.
It is. There's a reason for it, but I won't go into it at the moment.
Right.
So once you answer all those questions, depending
Yeah.
on how well you do it,
Yeah.
you're then given a
Shit. There we go.
password and a phrase to move on to the next degree.
Right. But do you have to... Is it like a grading where you have to remember the past ones?
Yes.
Right. But with a grading, at least you learn to kick people's asses.
But that's basically all it is just memorization of particular parts of the ritual.
Yeah.
So once you're deemed proficient enough in that ritual, you get moved up to the next one. That's all it is. There's no, sinister stuff.
Wow. So you say. So you allege.
Listen. I wish there was sinister stuff because it would be more interesting.
Then a bunch of white people talking about tradition. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not all white, but yes.
Mostly. 95%.
I won't lie, there is a predominant number of white people compared to minorities.
Yeah.
But one could say that simply because the minorities aren't interested,
Well,
as
yeah.
opposed to we're not refusing them. We just don't get many applying.
What is this?
At least here in the UK, it's America where predominantly African American Masons are found. Believe it or not.
Okay.
There is a separate chapter in America that is founded by an African American for African Americans.
Kind of like the women's lodges.
Yes, because although African Americans aren't stopped from joining lodges in America, let's be realistic that America is an extremely racist
Ooh,
state compared to
yeah. Less said about that, the
England
better. Yep. Did you hear, during World War II, they had to show videos to US troops basically going, dude, England's not as racist as you guys, be chill.
Yeah, no, I can quite well believe it.
That's insane to me. That's so fucking nuts.
Right?
Yeah, and like, there were pubs where like they had, well, the American troops like had wanted to either that the troops wanted to be segregated.
Yes, and the British said, no, we're not doing that.
I think they did it, but they said, yeah, we're only going to serve black troops. Such a British thing to do. I mean, we've got our own problems, but at least we're not quite that bad.
Yeah, yeah. You know, there are a couple of Indian Masons that I know in England. There's an African American Mason who I was in a meeting with a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Yes, they're rarer, simply because it doesn't speak to them as culturally as it does to white people, I guess. I'm not sure.
I don't
we just
know.
get fewer applicants of ethnic minority.
Here they come.
Yeah.
Corrupted
I
watchers.
mean, if you join, you'd be our first Chinese person.
Yeah. Too bad I've absolutely no interest, though. Like.
And that there proves the point
Yeah.
I'm trying to make. It's not that we're keeping them out, it's that they just have no interest.
Well, like, it wouldn't really do anything for me that I would deem like worth my time per se. Like,
I get what you mean.
I'd rather
and
be
I'm
at home
glad-
streaming. You know, like.
Right? Whereas for me, because I don't get to go out socially and socialise as much as you might be able to because of my disability, knowing that there's a place that I can walk into whenever I want, because I'm a member,
Oh come
I won't-
on!
and I won't be turned away just because I'm disabled, is a big
Yeah, yeah. No, I completely get
bonus.
that.
Do you know I once got turned away from the Lytton Tree in Eastleigh simply because I was wearing trainers and jogging bottoms?
That's weird. Like, of all places, Lytton Tree. It's a hole.
Yeah. And yet the only reason I wear the shoes and the jogging bottoms is because with my disability it's
But
easier
like,
to...
chavs go in there all the time. Like,
Right?
they can't. Like, joggers can't be new things for Lytton Tree.
Right? I mean, I obviously didn't want to push the issue with the bouncer, but I could have sued them for discrimination. Because it wasn't my fault I couldn't wear smarter clothes, because with my disability it's difficult to put on certain types of clothing.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I don't own it because it's difficult to get in and out of it and in and out the wheelchair while wearing it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I need clothes that can move with me, not restrict me,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I get it.
So, you just think this is why organisations like Freemasonry were started, because they wanted something that wouldn't turn people away arbitrarily.
And they turn people away arbitrarily. Yeah.
Corrupted watchers.
Well, no, that comes from the fact that women weren't allowed to work on the building sites because they weren't seen as physically strong enough. Don't forget, this was founded in like the 1600s.
Yeah, and again, like, once they weren't actual Masons, they could have changed that.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just explaining the reasoning behind it as
Sure.
it's taught to us.
Yeah, sure.
And then it became a manner of tradition after that.
Yeah. You know what I think about tradition.
Yeah, no,
To
I
a point.
agree.
To a point. To a point.
I agree. You know,
I don't know. Is that weird coming from a Chinese guy?
Kind of.
Yeah, maybe I'm just a very modern
simply
thinker.
because of the centuries of tradition within your culture.
That's what I mean. Like,
But I can understand it.
Yeah.
Because although you are Chinese, you were predominantly raised here.
Yeah.
So your sense of cultural identity is more watered down than it would be if you were over there.
Yeah.
If that's insulting, I apologise. But
No,
that's just
I
the
get where
way
you're coming from. I get where you're
see
coming
it.
from. Yeah.
Because it's like me with Freemasonry, because my ancestors were members and things.
But like, I
was-
think I just like never put much significance in stuff you can't help per se.
Yeah, no, I'm the same because of my disability. I'm like, well, it's not my fault I can't do this, this, and this. Why the hell are you penalising me?
For me, it's more like people who are proud that, you know, their ancestor was this, that, or the other, or like they were born in a certain country, and it's like they're all stuff that is outside of what you can help. It's not something you achieved.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. I mean, I respect my ancestors who were Freemasons, and I joined because I was curious to learn what they learned.
Right.
Just so that I could feel a deeper
Connection.
sense of who they were.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I'll turn a blind eye to everything that I think is incorrect.
Yeah.
While I'm powerless to do anything about it because of, even though I'm not low ranking in terms of degrees, I'm still a very, very new member. So there is very little I can do about anything, but that doesn't mean I won't attempt to improve things.
Yeah.
I've just got to be more careful how I go about it,
Yeah.
because there will be a lot of backlash. Because you have to remember, although I'm given positions because it's my right to have it,
Yeah.
in terms of because I'm rising in the ranks through the natural progression, that doesn't mean I can't be removed from my position.
Yeah.
Because it is a majority
As
vote.
as it always should be the case, like nothing should be irrevocable, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah. And although I have serious questions about some of the members,
Yeah. Always going to be the
I
way.
won't go into specifics while we're on the...
Yeah, it's always going to be the way, but yeah.
What they believe is ultimately their choice. And I'm not going to start an argument with them just because I don't agree with their viewpoint.
I feel like I agree with that to a certain extent.
Well, the thing is, if I started an argument with somebody because they were prejudiced against Muslims, for example,
Yeah.
what good is that going to do in general?
No, I just mean like, you know, it's fine to go, yeah, that's your opinion to a certain extent, but when their opinion is that, you know, all Jews should be, you know, killed.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a line that you draw. Yeah.
Oh no, if it was something that serious, then of course I'd say something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, in this particular person's case, they were saying that it's not right that this particular Muslim should be allowed to join a Christian organisation just because it's discrimination.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but the whole point of the organisation is that anybody's welcome.
Well, that and like, isn't it against the law to do it based on that?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
If we were to deny him access to the entirety of Freemasonry, yes, it's against the law. but a subsection of Freemasonry is not against the law because there are other ways he can go. As in, we're not excluding him, we're just restricting. Does that make sense?
Vaguely.
Or at least I assume, because that's how it works, because there are certain side organisations that are Christian, there are side organisations that are specifically Muslim, there are side organisations that are specifically Jewish.
But, like, your organisation isn't specifically for Christians or whatever, right?
Well, no, but those aren't the main Freemason. They're side orders. They're optional to join or not join.
Right.
They are not part of Freemasonry itself. They are optional extras, which you can take or leave. They have nothing to do with what is known as the main body of Freemasonry. They're just branches.
Right. I think I get it.
Clear.
But either way, let's move on. We're going to be here for a while, otherwise.
No, that's fine. I'm just going to explain why it's set up that way, and then I'll let it go.
Yeah.
It's simply because, say for the Christian organisation, because their passages are directly from, their rituals are directly from the Bible in the Christian organisations, they feel that if you're not a Christian, you may find it offensive. Therefore, they've specifically said that Christians are the people that should join, because they're the ones that will get the most benefit.
Right.
Looks good.
I can see the logic, but as you said, it should be up to the person who wants to join.
Yeah. Like, I don't get why it would be an issue to do the same thing, but with, like, the Quran. You know, like... But I'm not coming from it from a point of view of knowing these procedures or rituals or whatever.
Well, when I joined the main body of Freemasonry, I said all of my oaths on a Bible, like I would at a courthouse or wherever.
Yeah.
My friend who's a Muslim, who's a Mason, said all of his on the Quran.
Yeah. Like, that's what I mean, like, I don't see why that would be an issue either way.
It's more because the specific passages that are used in the ritual are directly lifted from the religious text.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't just, like, do their own from scratch, but I guess it's, like, easier to steal someone's homework than come up with something original.
Yeah, I mean, the Knights of Columbus, which is an American organisation, is actually run by the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And you can't join if you're a Mason.
Why is that?
Because the whole Leo Taxel debate and the fact that when one of the popes wanted money from the Masonic treasury,
Of course it is, yeah. It's always about money.
Masons said, no, we gave the money to the lodge and to the charities, we're not giving it to the church.
Like they don't get enough. Like they don't get enough tax breaks.
Exactly. What right do you have to demand 20% of our treasury?
Yeah.
It may be higher than 20%, I just remember it being around 20 to 30% that they requested. As a tithe, and I was like, and the Masons were like, no, we're not paying that.
Yeah.
So then the churches excommunicated us.
Huh. Excommunicado.
But do you want to know the irony there?
What?
Who do you think built all the churches?
Did they have to...
Literally, the stonemasons that they kicked out were the ones that built all the temples.
Did they have to get newer, crappier masons?
Well, Lord knows how they continued after that, but I always find that the funniest part, that they were biting the hand that fed them.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe, right.
You know, I've got nothing against anyone who has religion.
Yeah?
You can practice whatever you like, but the minute you start penalising me because of what you believe,
Yeah.
like taking 10% of my income.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that I should give it to you because I want to give it to you, not because it's a requirement.
Yeah. I mean,
How does me being poor make me any less of a Catholic or a... You know what I mean?
what do you think about government taxation then?
Wow.
I mean, you don't get.
Yeah,
you
as a
don't.
disabled person, I am pretty much mostly exempt, but
Yeah.
no, there's certain VAT exemptions I've got because of my disability, but that's only when relating to things like wheelchairs.
Yeah. I just mean, like, if you've got issue with taxation is exactly how, like, a country runs itself. Don't get me wrong, like, the Catholic Church isn't exactly building roads.
Yeah. But it was when I was speaking to a friend of mine who's an ex-religious person.
Ex-religious person.
The only reason I said that is because I don't want to say what religion they are
Okay.
without their permission.
Yeah.
He was told that because this elderly gentleman couldn't afford to pay the money,
Right.
that he wasn't allowed to have communion or a blessing.
Yeah, that's dumb. Like,
And yet this is a regular member of the church that have been going there for 50 years.
but, like, you'd think, like, a lot of a person's religion should be their own faith anyway. Like, you shouldn't have to pay to play.
And this is why I have a
must be the
problem with
bandits' prisoners.
religion as an organisation.
Yeah.
In terms of, somewhere that collects donations, because people are forced into it in some cases.
Yeah.
And they're not going because they believe in the deity, they're going because they're told when they go, they'll go to heaven, or...
Yeah, that I
wherever.
get. Like, what?
It's all lip service, it's
What
not...
flabbergasts me is, like, people who think that, like, people who are atheists, like, have no moral
Yeah.
because they don't believe in a higher power, and it's like, no, our morality comes from within ourselves. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me of a very famous quote from an Indian to a priest who were discussing heaven and hell, and he says, "Would I have gone to hell for sins if I didn't know I was sinning?"
yeah,
And the priest says, "No, you wouldn't."
yeah.
And the Indian says, "Well, why did you tell me then?"
That's pretty funny.
But that just sums it up, doesn't it, really?
It's like how, like, animals don't know they're sinning, you know, like...
Yeah. And there was a very famous quote from Glenn Hoddle, if you remember who he was.
Not really, but carry on anyway.
England football manager in the sort of early 90s.
Right.
He turned around and said that all disabled people are disabled because they committed sins in a previous life.
That reminds me of some preacher that said, like, oh, disasters are because of gay people, whatever. And it's like, you what?
Don't
Like,
get
what?
me started on the amount of...
Where the hell did
that
they get that from? Like,
say stuff like that and then turn out to be gay themselves.
or, like, end up fiddling kids, and it's like... Talk about projecting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, insane. Absolute insanity.
I mean, I'm not an atheist. I'm not under any prescribed religion
Yeah.
in terms of I don't belong to a church.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I'm not religious.
Yeah.
And I don't do it because I feel it's the right thing to do or I want to go to heaven.
Yeah.
I do it because there are things I've seen and there are things I've felt over my life that
Like, I think
can't
I'm...
be explained.
I think I'm, like, technically agnostic.
So you think there's something out there, but you can't quantify it.
Yeah. There's probably a higher power out there somewhere, you know. But I'll be damned if it's like, you know, this one god, or, you know, like, this Jesus guy is definitely the son of whatever, you know, like...
Yeah, and the thing is, I've studied various different religions. I've read their holy books. Not all of them, but some of them, you know. And yet, a lot of the stories seem the same, just told with different names.
Yeah.
So, I don't understand as human beings why we're fighting each other.
Money,
We
power,
Yeah,
usually.
but it's a case of our religions aren't incompatible, they're just different names.
It's just different people want to be in charge. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we could join together, but, you know, if there's another leader, I'm not going to be in charge, so I'm going to do everything I can to retain that. Yeah.
And I don't mean to be offensive to any Catholics that may be listening to what I'm about to say. I'm just putting that as a preface in case,
Yeah.
you know. But if greed is a sin, why is there so much gold and jewelry and things?
Is the stream alright?
Give me a second, I'm on the Discord stream.
I'm looking at my preview and it looks a bit patchy.
Alright.
Give me a second. Sorry, I have it open. I'm just
No, that's cool.
Discord window.
Like, my preview is skipping frames.
It's not skipping frames at my end, but there is some graphical differences.
Right. Alright, cool. That's all I
As in
needed,
it's
really.
more blurry, but it is working.
Cool. That's all I needed. Right. So...
But you know, it turns around and says greed is a sin, and yet they've got the highest amount of gold and jewels and...
Yeah, I mean, that's the inherent contradiction to... especially the Catholic Church, like...
And not only that, they worship Jesus as God. And he was a carpenter who didn't believe in wealth.
Yeah. Don't get me started on the GOP, fucking hell. But yeah. Definitely, yeah?
Yeah, sorry, I was taking a drink.
Yeah, definitely, lots and lots of... how should we say it?
Hypocrisy?
Yeah, to go around. There's certainly a lot to go around.
Which is why I struggle to belong to a church.
Yeah.
It's not through lack of trying over the years, it's just every church I've tried, it's been hypocritical.
Yeah, it's always a gas.
I once got thrown out of a church because I questioned the priest too much.
Well, maybe he should learn to debate.
Do you want to know what the big question I asked was that got me thrown out?
What?
If God is so good and loving, why am I in a wheelchair?
Yeah, I mean...
I was 5 years old.
Yeah. Wait, they kicked out a 5-year-old from a church?
For asking why he's disabled.
Yeah. Sounds like he really should work on his skills at debating if like a 5-year-old can confound his religion.
Right? But ever since then I've been wary of churches.
Understandably, yeah. Where do I get
Because
crystal breathing?
we're taught that babies are born without sin, so you turning around and saying that I'm an evil child simply because I'm in a wheelchair, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, the minute I was born, I was cleansed of my sins because babies are without sin.
Well, that and, like, isn't that the point of Jesus' sacrifice? Is to make it so that everybody's got a new fucking chance? Like, going by their own fucking law here.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, okay, you know.
And the other thing was that when I was a regular at a church, when I became homeless, I reached out to people from the church I'd been going to regularly.
Yeah.
And how many of them do you think tried to help?
I mean, I guess that depends on the level of help you're after.
Thanks for the trail.
Like, I don't know how much I'd be able to help someone who's homeless. Like,
But the point is, they didn't even offer. They just all turned their back on me as if I was unclean.
yeah. That's people
it's-
for you. Yeah.
And it's like, from that point on, I realised that people were attending the church as lip service and not actually, you know.
Yeah. That happens a lot, though. Unfortunately. Lots of bad people go to those places just to look good and, like, I don't know, not a lot of introspection going on around there.
Yeah, exactly. And I decided at that point that if they were allowing people like that in, then I didn't want to join.
Absolutely.
While I admit that may be judging everyone under the same branch, prove me wrong. I'm quite happy to
Yeah.
go to a church of anyone that proves me wrong. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I want. I want to be challenged.
Something attacked the Carja fort.
I want to grow and learn and prove, you know?
Oh, okay.
The hell is that, Arrow?
So that's the armor destroying arrow that cracks out. It breaks off pieces of their armor if there are pieces that can be broken off.
So like a mini EMP, I guess?
Kind of, yeah. Oh, come on.
What the living...
Ow. Oh, come on. God off. Oh, I guess it's corruption. Right, okay. Ah, come on. Yeah, it's definitely the corruption. Oh wait, I want heat for this one. Fuck off. Christ.
Truly, the sun shines upon
Jesus.
us this day.
It wasn't the sun risking.
Sorry,
it,
I was
so-
keeping quiet because I didn't want to distract you.
Yeah, that was pissing me off, like, god damn. Like, can you, like, let me evade, please? It's like...
Right?
But yeah,
Why is there a dodge button if you're not letting me use it?
Right. But yeah, like I said, I think it's because of the corruption that was like inhibiting me or whatever.
Kind of like Tar.
Girl,
Yeah.
come closer.
Girl. Fuck you.
You know what? The only person who got to call me girl died. You can just...
So, will you open the gate for me now?
As in
heard her.
Rost.
Open the gates
Um,
and send word to Captain Balan. Where you headed, girl?
West, to Meridian.
that's Roman Legion.
The Way of Broken Stones is a hard run, even in the best of times. You might want to have a word with Captain Balan. He came from Meridian not long ago. You find him in the fort, on a balcony to the left overlooking the valley.
Okay, thanks.
We're the ones who should be thanking
That
you
headdress,
for
though.
taking down those machines. Walk in light, Nora.
It is very Roman, isn't it? Walk back
No, I
to
meant
front.
yours, but yeah. The
One less
whole
enemy of the
armour
sun.
seems Romanesque.
What, her one?
No, his.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
No, I was saying about the headdress specifically is yours.
Ah, right.
Looks like you've got a giant spider on your head.
Forget about traveling light.
It looks more like deer antlers or something.
I mean, when they do the close-up in the cutscenes.
Mods. Right. I don't think I have anything else that could be modded. Guess
I'd sell some to
yeah.
get some stuff.
I
'Cause
guess
you don't need
I'll
that
sell some
many.
green ones or something. Right. Okay. So there's a shop in there.
But yeah, just to finish what I was saying, you know, the amount of times I've almost died because of illness or injury or whatever,
Yeah.
it's hard to think that there isn't something out there that's
Yeah.
watching over me to keep me alive,
Yeah.
because I shouldn't have survived this long. But,
New plans.
Yeah.
you know, like you say, it's hard to quantify exactly what it is.
But like, it's hard to say that you know everything there is in the universe. Like, there's bound to
Yeah.
be something out there
Yeah.
that like you can't quantify or whatever.
Because you remember when I got that severe food poisoning and they said if I'd been 15 minutes later receiving treatment, I'd have died.
Yeah.
Now, you've got to think that there's something out there that happened to make all of that happen so that I got the treatment in time.
Yeah.
Because there was a large waiting list, etc.
Yeah.
Fair price.
Treasure box.
You know, what made me choose to go to the hospital at that particular moment and not wait another 5 minutes? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. What's this? Oh shoot, I got one. Larger rope caster.
It was ironic, the only reason I was delayed as long as I was going was because I was sat watching Moana in the cinema.
Ah, dear. Rope caster.
No, because the thing is, I've had food poisoning before, and usually it's gone away after a couple of hours or so, you know?
Yeah.
So
It
I
just
just
was
thought, oh, well,
particularly
I'll sit.
serious for that one, I guess.
Yeah. And it was only after the film and it still hadn't gone away that I thought, hang on, I'd better get this looked at.
Yeah.
And then I nearly collapsed during the blood tests.
Always fun.
It was so bad that they had to pump 4 bags of the antibiotic solution into me at once,
Huh.
just to flush out my system.
Yeah. Pretty bad. Not great, is it?
And then I was kept in there for about a week to 10 days because of how bad it was.
Huh.
when normally you go home as soon as your stomach's pumped.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I've ever had my stomach pumped. So
It's not pleasant.
no, I can't imagine it would be. I don't really use those. I guess I can either save it.
I would save it to buy something you want later on.
I mean, crit hit's probably really good.
Yeah, or the armor one that looks like an armor rendered.
Yeah, I mean, that's still melee though.
Oh, I couldn't tell if it was melee or bow.
Yeah. I'm mostly a prowler / forager.
Yeah.
I'll save it. Where was I? Crafting. Let's see what I can craft, if anything. Nothing. Alright, cool.
But you know, when you're constantly coming up against things like that and nearly breaking your neck up because you've fallen out of a wheelchair at an angle and hit your head,
Yeah.
you kind of have to believe that something is doing something, you know?
You know, like, that priest had, like, could have just said a really simple line and it would have been alright.
Right?
And that is like, you know, I don't know, I guess it stems from my own beliefs, where, like, a person's life is kind of like a life in a video game, but, like, every setting is randomized.
Yeah.
And, like, yours has got really low luck, you know, like...
Tell me about it.
You know what I mean? Like, and then, like, my idea is that the angel, or, like, the immortal soul, or whatever it is, like, just uses that to get experience.
Yeah.
Out loud?
Alright, 1 second.
Ears must be getting worn down from all those long leg blasts. But you heard right. I'm fresh back from the cut, looking for better scavenging and better shards.
I guess you didn't find them up there?
Not with the Banuk wailing about new machines and talking spirits and their purses frozen shut. What's a trade route without trade? It's just a route.
There's a trade route. I thought the Banuk kept to themselves.
We Oseram and the Banuk are neighbors after all. What's a few mountain ranges between friends? I have some acquaintances out there still trying to dig a living out of the ice, but they say nothing seems to stick. All the superstitious nonsense and rampaging machines aren't helping.
What were these new machines and spirits?
Honestly, I don't even know. Going by the number of Banuk funerals, I'd say the kind you turn away from.
Not really my style.
Well, if you reach my grand old age, you might prefer picking up after hunters in the Sundom. It's warmer, too.
1 sec. The
What
cut?
is this place? The cut.
When the Karja took up swords and hacked away at the edge of Banuk land, they left the cut behind.
So a battleground from the war. Like the valley outside the sacred land.
Mm-hmm. Mountain Pass in the far north and east will get you there. It's open to outlanders, hardy ones, like you. Just don't expect much of a welcome. Especially not now.
New machines and talking spirits? I'm interested.
Thought as much, just don't say you weren't warned. There's a slip of a trail through the northeastern mountains, past what we call the Grave Horde. You won't miss it. You'll find what passes for a town on the other side. Maybe someone there can talk you out of it.
Maybe. Maybe not. Thanks for the information.
Isn't the Karja her tribe?
No, so the Karja are the ones that we're fighting against. Well,
Oh
the
yeah, no, she's
Shadow
Nora.
Karja. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, it's been a long time.
Yeah, but you won't know that till later.
No, well, the Karja, I think, were the ones that came with that scroll at the beginning, weren't they?
Yeah. How's that guy?
Captain Balon, the guard at the gate said you'd been to Meridian recently. What can I expect on the trail?
Nothing good. More machines all the time, and our scouts report corruption that way as well. So much for sealing things off. Keep to the roads. They're safe enough. Though after what you did at the gate, I'll wager you don't scare easy. It's a good quality. I could put it to use, if you don't mind a quick jaunt back east. I know it's bold of me to ask a favor after you just did one, but I can offer you answers in return. If there's anything you need to know about the Sundom.
What do you need, Captain?
I sent several patrols east when we got word of corrupted machines there. I'll let them confirm my fears, so I sealed the gates. But it looks like we left some men behind when they were closed. Waleed, tell her what happened.
Machines attacked us near an abandoned Nora village, sir. Lakir told us to pull back. Then I lost sight of the others.
Never seen a Nora woman before, soldier? Have some respect. Report to her, not to me.
Respect.
Lakir always stresses reporting back, so that's what I did. I felt terrible about leaving them behind.
Respect is
Now
earned,
that the gates
boy.
are open again, I can send someone after them.
Can't you send more soldiers to find the missing men? What about Waleed here?
Most Nora still don't take well to the sight of Karja armor. Officially, it's a risk to send patrols so close to your sacred land. I'd prefer not to do that again. But heading that way won't be a problem for you.
Please say yes.
What was that, soldier?
Nothing, sir.
What is this place exactly?
Day Tower marks the eastern edge of Karja territory. A trading post, a way station. One with an ugly reputation among your people. During the reign of the last Sun King, many Nora were taken captive, then gathered here for transport to Meridian, and sacrifice. But the sun set on that. I was appointed by the Sun King Avad to make sure old Karja at this outpost show respect to the Nora.
Where do things stand between your tribe and the Nora now?
Sun King Avad wants peace. So do the matriarchs, I'm told. But old wounds are slow to mend, and both tribes are proud. My task is to make sure there are no further provocations from the Sundom. Especially now after... well, while your people recover from this terrible attack, I mean.
What's Meridian like?
It's a changed place. A living city. Nothing like it was during the rule of Sun King Jiran. Avad, our new king, has done all he can to make sure of that. Slavery has been abolished. There's a new alliance with the Oseram. And the Sun Ring, where so many Outlanders were killed, is now a memorial to the fallen.
It sounds as though you approve of the new Sun King.
He is the chosen of the sun, and what the Sundom needs after 10 years of war. A calming light, not a scouring one. Sun King Jiran would shed blood at any slight. For Sun King Avad, that's a last resort. Lucky for those who slight him. Some whisper in the shadows that he's weak. No. Peace is strength, as the sun shall show.
So the Karja are allied with the Oseram?
Hard to believe, but it's true. Mad Sun King Jiran raided the Oseram for years. Avad managed to get them on his side. He had help, of course. Ursur and Eren played a part. Oseram siblings, bigger than life. They gathered an army to free Meridian. I marched with them. Scaled the North Cliff with my men and secured the Temple of the Sun. Sent Jiran's kestrels and priests packing. Now Oseram are a common sight in the city. And a common sound, too. They sure bicker a lot.
Did an Oseram named Olin come through here?
Twice. He was part of the royal delegation to the Nora, and they passed through on the way, then back. And they brought back stories of a vicious attack on your people. My condolences, of course.
Do you know where Olin is now?
Not exactly, but he was on his way to Meridian, I'm certain of that. Everyone goes to Meridian.
Is there anything more you can tell me about the road to Meridian?
Sun King Avad has devoted considerable resources to making it safe. But by the sun's witness, it's been harder to control in peace than it was during the war. Machines grow more dangerous all the time. Add to that bandits and new reports of this corruption. We're stretched thin to protect a few outposts like this one. As for everywhere else, well, travel at your own risk.
I'll see what I can do about your missing men.
I would be grateful, but not as grateful as Waleed. You hear that, lunkhead? You might be off the hook.
Sorry, yeah.
The funny thing is, to go back to what you were saying, if that priest hadn't done that, I would never have met my druid and pagan friends that I met over the years.
Yeah.
Because I specifically went out looking for them because it was the opposite of Christianity.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like you say, it just takes one action for somebody to completely affect other people's lives.
But it's like also not hard to say like, oh, God gave man free will, but he can't control everything. You know, like
yeah,
it's really not that hard.
One of the Carja soldiers fell here.
Even if he'd said that it was a test of could I survive or something like that, you know, that would have been less upsetting.
Yeah.
Or
even
God
though like
had faith in my strength, so
even though I'd still like say it was bullshit, but you know, like the way I see it is that like let me see how I can formulate this into coherent sort of thoughts. Like,
if you let me say what I think first while you're trying to figure it out. Basically, if he turned around and said that I was born with 2 brain hemorrhages, therefore my disability was a result of God saving my life, rather than being worried about what I can do, he was more worried that I survived.
I mean, that's a hell of a spin.
Well, yes, but I mean, it would have been a lot more comforting.
Yeah, no, I completely get that.
Then you are an evil devil child, get the hell out of my church.
Yeah.
Literally.
Exactly what you need to tell a kid, you know. The way I see it is like God is supposed to be all powerful, right? Or all knowing, or both, right? Yeah. So either I think it was like either they are all knowing but don't do anything, all powerful but they all powerful but they don't do anything, all knowing but they ignore it.
Do anything about it, yeah.
Then at that point it's like, what use is a deity? But at the same time it's like, oh, they gave you free will so you can do your own sort of thing. But it's like, no. It's...
I mean, knowing me, I would have turned around and said, well, it wasn't God that kept me alive, it was the machines.
Yeah. I mean, like, that must annoy doctors as well. It's like, oh, thank God they survived. It's like, well, I did stuff as well.
But God was acting through you, not...
Yeah, like... well, you can thank me, I'm right here. Like...
Well, we thank God for inspiring you to do this.
Right. Like, no, we're never going to attribute it to you. We're always going to attribute it to God. Like, wow.
And it's the same when people say grace. As far as I see it, it's just giving platitude to the people that did the shopping and cooking.
Yeah. Or like attributing it to God again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, you know, I spent money.
I spent hours preparing it. And...
Yeah.
Could be any.
I guess it's like where it's that granny at the beginning of this game helping, like praising the All Mother or whatever.
Yeah, and she's like, I was there, the All Mother wasn't.
Yeah.
But child, you were acting because of the All Mother.
Yeah. Like,
no, I was acting because my father told me.
Yeah.
Dragged something into the water. Maybe he made it to that island.
I mean, if it gives you comfort, then fair enough. But at the same time,
it also doesn't.
You have to face reality that God can't do everything without help. Because, I mean, even in the Bible, he needed his prophets and angels and...
I don't know why he works in such a roundabout way, I mean...
But you see what I mean? He had to have his servants do the work for him.
Yeah.
Which kind of suggests that he's omnipotent but not all-powerful.
Yeah.
Which is why he created people with the power to do what he can't.
Well, I mean, he created the angels to serve as his heralds.
That's what I mean. But that's just my take using logic rather than faith.
Yeah.
By the sun, by the sun, I'm never really done. I brought down all the beasts, but I missed out on the feasts.
Sorry.
I wasn't expecting to be found, especially not by Nora.
I wasn't expecting to find a half-clad Karjan soldier singing like a drunk.
I apologize for my behavior. I thought I was dead.
The sass is strong with this one.
To bring you back to the tower.
I refuse to be led back to my outpost by Nora, like some prisoner.
Fine. Go by yourself.
Wait. It ate the half of me with armor and bow. The thief is still in the water. I can't go back without a weapon. Find my bow, please.
Ugh.
I'll get it. Just don't start singing again.
It's like, come on, dude, you can't have it both ways.
Right?
Either I help or I don't. You're lucky I even offered.
Yeah.
Especially if our tribes are at war.
See,
you know?
like all the plates just practically fell off.
Fascinating.
It was difficult to tell on the others because A, they were smaller, and B, it was a longer distance.
Yeah.
But I saw them quite clearly fall off that time. But yeah, no, sorry, I paused because I knew you were about to go into a cutscene. But the thing is that no one person can do everything at once themselves.
You think if one person could, it'd be God, though, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, even the other religions in the world said that gods were merely aspects of humanity in terms of the ancient Greeks and Egyptians and Romans and even the Hindus to some extent, you know.
I kind of like the Greek gods in that, like, they were pretty much humans. They just had powers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Zeus was a glorified adulterer.
Oh, yeah. That's an understatement, to be honest. Like...
And this is putting aside the fact that he married his own sister.
Yeah. Real Game of Thronesy.
Here's your bow. Good luck out there.
Thank you. I didn't want to die in foreign lands like my men. May the sun light their passing.
Bye-bye.
What do you want, a medal?
Right.
It's like you got drunk and laid down. There's not exactly... I mean, he's kind of stupid. Because you offered to escort him all the way back.
Yeah, he just didn't want to look bad.
But what I mean is, you could have got near the outpost and then he went, can you leave me here? And I'll walk the last 100 meters on my own or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's what I would have done.
Yeah. You're just being ingrate.
Right?
It is
I mean,
what it is.
I mean, at the end of the day, because of free will, people can say and do what they want.
Yeah.
It's autonomy, you know, but I just think that people in that position of power and respect have to be careful, and quite often they're not.
Wow, if only. I wish people in positions of power were in positions of power because they wanted to help rather than just to make money, which a lot of them seem to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that sucks for me.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if most of our government was in place because of money.
Oh, probably loads. Probably most of it, I would say. But, like, I look at the US, and it's like... everything makes sense if you look at it from the point of view of wanting to make money. And
I
that
mean,
sucks.
I can even understand some of the Middle East problem with the West because their culture is about helping each other.
Well,
you
like...
know, the money belongs to the community, not to the individual.
Like, it's sad that you hear stories about how kids in the Middle East don't like sunny days because that's when drones are out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're kids, they shouldn't have to worry about shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
Ugh, yeah.
I just got the weirdest promotion ad pop up.
Yeah?
Apparently Playboy now do international shipping.
Why don't they just make stuff in the various countries?
Right?
Yeah, it's normally cheaper. Wow, that's taking a while.
Because I bought a friend a gift recently, so now I get adverts for Playboy.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not exactly at a point where, like, where I can have subs so that you can skip ads.
Oh no, this was in my emails.
Oh, right,
yeah.
okay. I thought you meant, like, via Twitch or something.
Oh no, Twitch would never advertise Playboy.
I guess it depends on the channel, maybe.
Why they want me dead?
Maybe.
Owen's trail leads
But
to
basically, what
catch him.
friend of mine's a photographer.
Yeah.
Who does erotic photographs.
Yeah.
Because it's artsy.
Yeah.
You know, like glamour stuff.
Yeah.
So I bought him a book of Playboy page 3 pinups.
Right.
For his birthday. So now I'm getting emails advertising Playboy.
Oh, right, yeah. That'd do it.
And I'm like, it's not that I'm not a normal red-blooded man, but I'm just not interested in that.
Yeah.
Because I got it for him because it was, you know, something that's similar to his career, and I thought I'd like it.
Yeah.
That doesn't give you license to start offering me condoms because Playboy now sells condoms, for example, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to stop them, though. Always going to be the way. Crafting. Let's see what I can craft. Nothing. Great. Okay, so...
But I have noticed that my computer is alive.
In what way?
Well, I'll be chatting with my aunt or you or somebody on a phone about a particular thing, and then I'll suddenly start getting adverts on Facebook for it.
Yeah, that's like Siri, that's like Google Home, Amazon Alexa, it's all that stuff listening.
Yeah.
That's fun. Having
Because,
no
you
privacy.
know, I need a new watch, and because I'm a Freemason, I was talking to my aunt about this watch that was designed by a jeweler and part of the profits of the watch went to the Freemasons charity.
Right.
Then all of a sudden I started seeing adverts for Masonic watches.
Very specific. Yeah.
And there's no way they could have known that's the sort of thing I'm into because I hadn't Googled it.
Yeah.
You know, I did look up the watch after the conversation, though.
Right.
After I saw the adverts, and it was 10 grand.
Fucking hell.
So I was like, yeah, I'm not buying that.
I'd be worried if you...
Really nice watch, but...
Yeah. I'd be worried if you'd spend 10 grand on a watch.
I'd never wear it.
Yeah.
Because I know the minute I wear it, it'll get stolen.
Yeah. Especially in Beastly.
Right? Because this is probably where the Chinese trope has come from. Or is it more Korean than Chinese? Sorry. In the, the mangas that I read, the kung fu ones in the modern day, how they're all super rich but they dress like paupers. Because the minute people know you're rich, they start trying to gouge you.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's just a good way to go anyway, like, not flaunting wealth.
Yeah, well, exactly, and the ones that do tend to be poor.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to look like something they're not.
Yeah.
Because if you've got, say, £1 billion in the bank, you don't need people to know you're rich, you just are.
Yeah. Bloody hell, that thing is huge.
I mean, people still say I dress like a homeless hobo with no money. But that's mostly just because I got into a habit.
Yeah.
Because I was a homeless hobo.
I mean, I'm hardly styling myself, so it's not like I can make any comments.
But the thing is, when you were homeless and lost all your money, suddenly your priorities of buying the latest clothing or whatever don't seem as important.
Yeah.
So I only buy new stuff when I can no longer wear the old stuff,
Cool.
Because I know how important it will be to use the money on other things.
Yeah.
And yes, I know.
Are you Nora?
I know I've wasted
I've
a
never
lot of
seen
money
one
over
at a
the
hunting
years. You
grounds
don't
before,
need to remind me.
or at the Hunter's Lodge. How interesting.
Oh, interesting.
I admit I'm a giant hypocrite, alright?
Machines in the stamping trials. Think you can handle it?
I know I can.
Excellent. I like your spirit.
You're awfully friendly.
Well, it gets lonely in the wilds after a few weeks. Terribly lonely.
What about your friend over there?
Oh, he doesn't count. Barely ever opens his mouth, and when he does, nothing interesting comes out.
That's a bit of a weirdo.
Which trial looks interesting to you? I'll tell you how it's done.
You might want to wrap up because it's actually 10 o'clock almost.
There's 20 minutes.
Okay, I keep forgetting the clock on my wheelchair is fast.
Yeah. I mean, I will when it's, the time.
Because you know how late I used to be to everything.
No. Why don't you change it?
What do you mean?
Change the clock.
No, I specifically made it fast so that I'm not late.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, the stream is still in that dialogue.
Oh, were you not using the thingy?
Not at the particular time I was talking to you. No, I was checking the stream.
Right. Okay.
That's why I ended up talking over the start, because I didn't see it.
Yeah. At this point, I just want to make it to the city. I'll probably do these challenges at one point, but...
Yeah, it's better to progress the story, I think.
Yeah.
Because you can always come back offline and do the sub-quest then to level up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn off my headset for a minute and go to do something, and I'll be back.
Alright.
Just so you know, I can still hear you, but I won't be able to reply.
Alright, sounds good. we go. Right, okay. I'll go in here. Activate another save point.
Never let anyone say the card is black on. As the sun witnesses, we put our backs in.
It's always the ones you least expect to cause you trouble.
Okay, do that one. I think I fight the T-Rex soon. That should be fun.
Wait, there's a T-Rex?
There's a large-ass dinosaur one. He kind of is like a T-Rex-ish one. You'd probably recognize it when it appears, because like he's one of the main ones that was advertised essentially.
Just stay out the reach of his arms, you'll be fine.
Wow, he's got rocket launchers. So.
What?
So there's that.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Just a small upgrade.
Yeah, right. You know, the usual equipment dinosaurs come with. He's got like machine guns and lasers and whatever.
I do vaguely remember the adverts. I think the T-Rex was one of the reasons I bought the game.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. Where the hell is this flower?
Yeah, sorry, I had to move away from the computer and I didn't think your stream would appreciate it listening in.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Where is this?
But because it's a wireless headset, I can still stay attached, but just mute the mic.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It seems like it's like oh, there we go. There it is. Just miles from where it actually was.
I don't know if you're aware of this.
But
because I wasn't until somebody told me. You can now order drinks in bulk from Coca-Cola directly and they'll deliver.
Oh, too bad I like Pepsi. I like Pepsi Max. No, like, honestly, like, if I could order Pepsi Max 2 litres in bulk, I would.
Oh, they don't do 2 litres, they only do cans.
Oh, yeah, I have no use for that, that's way too expensive. Oh, okay. One of those immune pigs.
It's a lot cheaper than the supermarkets.
That's cool. Is it weird, like, Coke has too much caffeine for me?
No, not weird at all, because it is made out of caffeine.
Yeah, but, like, Pepsi has caffeine, but, like, it doesn't have as much as Pepsi. Like, I feel it on my teeth when I drink Coke.
Okay, that is a little weird.
Like, it feels like there's, like, grit. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean, but you could get your Pepsi Max in bulk from Amazon.
Yeah, but then, like, they deliver it downstairs, and then I've got to bring it all the way up. I'm on the 3rd floor, so it's like...
Ah, right, okay.
I'd rather they deliver directly to me, you know.
So that's why I can't come and visit you, because I can't go up the stairs.
That as well, yes, yeah.
Here was me thinking it was because you don't like me.
No, I mean, like, I've got... Well, that and I've got, like, a tenant, you know, so...
Oh, I like that. That and, yeah.
Wow, if you must ask. No, okay.
And yet I open my home to you.
Well, you don't have to. I do pay for some meals.
Right?
Yeah.
I was about to say I do, otherwise I don't get free pizza.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who paid for Domino's last time? Yeah, so apparently the end of lockdown might be in sight.
Yeah, they were saying in like August, weren't
June. Provided everything goes to plan.
Yeah, but I'm kind of skeptical as to whether it will. It's not that I don't trust people, but I don't trust people.
Wow, I get that. I completely get that. If there's one thing I get, it's that.
Given what's already occurred, I am very,
Oh.
very doubtful that enough people will comply to make it possible.
I mean, if it's mandated that like pubs remain closed, they wouldn't have anywhere to go anyway. So it would help if it helps if like they toe the line and they keep up with it, and the vaccinations stay that way. There it is.
Yeah.
That's that T-Rex I was talking about. Sorry, let me save it. Let me save it 1 second. Before I fight this damn thing.
Yeah. And I had to get back to the Discord window because I was looking at something else.
Fair. Right. Okay.
Because somebody just messaged me, so...
Where is it? There he is.
I don't see him.
There?
I can kind of see him.
Get out of this.
It's because it's dark rather
Alright,
than...
let's get closer. Thunderjaw.
As in, I can make out the red part at the front.
There now?
Yeah.
Did you miss him?
No. I can't see him. Where is he?
Yeah. He literally stepped on me.
You mean that wasn't a mountain?
Right.
Can I have one as a pet?
Right. I want to ride one.
I vaguely remember them showing her riding one in that trailer.
Not one of these, no. She can get like one of those antler ones.
I could have sworn she rode the T-Rex.
This might even the odds.
Hell yeah. Alright, get over here. I picked up one of his weapons, yeah.
Not gonna lie, this is pretty badass right now.
Right.
I just wish your aiming was better.
Rude.
Well, how many did you miss? Come on, man.
I missed like 1 or 2. Fortunately, he's being distracted by other people.
But yeah, I've got an interesting thing to tell you once this battle's done.
Cool.
Because I don't want to distract you.
What is with that skybox?
Skybox?
It's gone now. There was like a big black mark.
Could it have been corruption, maybe?
No.
'Cause it
Seems
didn't appear on
unlikely.
Sorry?
Seems unlikely.
Gotta keep rolling.
Right.
Have to say, a T-Rex with a minigun and rocket launcher seems a tad overpowered.
Hey, at least it's dead now.
That's a lot of experience points.
Right? You'd hope so, fighting something as big as this.
So what I found interesting was I was chatting with some Americans.
Yep. That is always interesting, yeah.
And some American streamers recently.
Yeah.
And it turns out that Mr. Blobby has become popular in the States recently.
Popular or terrifying?
Both!
It has graced the States.
And they've had similar reactions to what we have.
What's weird is like, how is Mr. Blobby designed for kids? That's the question.
It is literally a bad acid trip.
Yeah, right?
I was terrified of him.
I think most people were. It's weird that like Noel Edmonds or whatever was Mr. Blobby or whatever.
Yeah. Because half the time they say he isn't, but he actually revealed that he was inside the suit.
I think that was more of a kids thing, but the adults knew, you know.
Yeah.
They're like, it's not exactly a secret.
Because people were like, but he stood next to Mr. Blobby, and I'm like, you do realise that
it's a damn suit.
Yeah. Someone else is stood in the suit for when they're together.
Yeah.
And then when he's not there, it's him.
Yeah.
It's not exactly difficult to work out.
No, it ain't. This looks nice. I like that. This is a pretty ass game.
Do you know, the first time I started noticing backgrounds like this was in Arcana 4.
Right.
When they started putting in the distance things like that where the water's actually moving.
Yeah.
And it was done on the 360, and it was the first time that backgrounds were fully dynamic.
Yeah. Like weather.
And would change with the weather conditions.
Yeah.
So when it was stormy, the seas would rise higher.
I think the first time was probably, I don't know, probably earlier, but like Far Cry or something.
Yeah, but I mean, that was the first time I actually sat and watched it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, for me personally, it was probably like Far Cry or something.
Oh right, sorry, I thought you meant the first time it was done. Not
No.
Noticed it. But I mean, people who say that video games is an art form, I can see where they're coming from.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
I can have travelled the world, but I will not see a site like this.
Yeah.
I may see ruins that are picturesque, but it wouldn't look as magnificent as this.
Yeah.
Because it's a sad fact that in modern times people graffiti the ruins.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on how remote it is, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I would never see it because usually remote means no wheelchair access.
Not wheelchair
For
accessible.
example, one of the things I'm really upset about is that I can't go to China and see the temples.
Yeah.
Or Japan and see the temples there because the amount of steps.
Not that I had the money for it, but you know what gets me is like, not being able to ride on a Concorde.
Yep.
I'm like, I want to. I'd never pay that much money for a fucking, you know, airplane ticket, but...
Or the red eye that got you there within a couple of hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember sitting on a ferry in the 90s and it would take us all night to get from Calais over Calais to France.
Yeah.
and yet now you can do it in a couple of hours.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the Euro tunnel, but...
No, I still mean by boat.
Right. Wow, how the hell am I
I've
supposed
never
to
been
go?
on the Channel Tunnel.
The channel?
Never been on it.
No? I think...
Because, from what I hear, it isn't very wheelchair accessible.
That's fair. Ah, there it is. Just did a massive leap.
Whereas a boat, it could just be that Dad wanted his car.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
To Europe. So that was the real reason we didn't go.
Well, you didn't
Obviously, he...
want to take you or something.
Right?
Yeah.
Not that I particularly minded going by boat, because there was a cinema on the boat.
Yeah.
You know? So we'd just sit and watch a movie.
It's a lot quicker, though, via the tunnel.
Yeah. I have a feeling it was just because he wanted something to put the wheelchair in.
The Pucka Shitstorm Tour, Day 9.
I went when we went to France in, like, the secondary school.
Yeah. I mean, I've been going to France years and years before the secondary school, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really take a lot of holidays.
Well, we didn't either, but we never really considered going to and from France as a holiday because Dad was essentially smuggling. I don't mean literally smuggling. What I mean is they had products that weren't available in Spain.
Yeah.
So Dad would buy them in England and then take them over.
Alright, cool. This is where we've stopped for the day as well.
Yep. And my father's friend would sell them in his store.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Thank you for joining us, guys. Let's take a look. Tomorrow should be Resident Evil, provided it goes as planned. If not, it'll probably be part 1 of Hitman. 2016, as opposed to, you know, the first ever fucking Hitman, which I'm not which I'm not gonna go all the way back for, as much as I like those games.
I mean, it is on Steam.
Yeah, but it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But then hopefully Friday will be the Squad Fun Friday with Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Bad news on my point for that. I've run out of sub.
Oh, okay.
And I don't get paid until next week.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm sure you
I'm
can
gonna have
potentially
to be
catch up. Yeah.
Free to play just for a day.
But anyway, so next week for the rotational games, it'll be Hitman. And obviously Horizon... No, wait. Death Stranding. The last part of Death Stranding will be Monday. Horizon Zero Dawn will be Tuesday. And then hopefully Hitman will be Wednesday. Unless I obviously start it tomorrow. Alright, thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. Bye now.
Bye-bye.